So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? Come on, lads. But it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger, I fear, in his training.
it. I took this during Discord, and I'll have some odd random stream during the week, and I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make some special goodbye there, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. So we're not crashing right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants to treat. Do you want to treat with the buttons? Do you want to treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. Anthony Tues. See you next time.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's been a week since I've been on in the midweek stream. So, yes, it's been a bit of a week. So, I hope you're all having a good week. It's Tuesday, and we're going to fly the Airbus A320 from the very beginning now. Right from the very beginning, you're going to see all the guts and how to start it up from practically from cold and dark. We're going from Frankfort to Bremen, from at the gate to starting up the engines, etc., etc., all the flight planning, everything that I can muster, that I know of, because I'm not obviously really an Airbus A320 pilot, although I do fly the smaller aircraft in the real world. So, I have a message checklist here. I'm going to use the checklist. Most of you who watch the channel know exactly what's going to happen. Now, it doesn't always go well as I plan, but we'll see. It is a flight simulator, and without any kind of training whatsoever. So is this good for those of you who don't have a clue? I'm learning too, as you well know. Who's on? We have Dragon 40th. Howdy and welcome, Dragon 40th says. Greetings to you. First time chat from ABCDEF. I am D dumb. Very good. ABCD, I am dumb. IF dumb. Welcome. I just call you, I don't know. I probably didn't pronounce that properly. I've got another screen here beside me. That's why I'm looking over here. So welcome. That's on Twitch and on Twitter. Sorry, on YouTube, no one yet. Because you see, what happens is when you're off for a week, it messes up your schedule. And people don't like that. And I understand why, but there's nothing I could do about it. So let's get cracking, shall we? Because people will join as we go. So I've got a very basic single pilot checklist here for the Airbus. Because usually it's flown with two people. So first things first, fuel. Okay. By default, the simulator has half tanks, but first of all, I have to do the flight planning, don't we? So that's the bit that most people find hard. Official aircraft greetings on YouTube. SA or KAFT. I can't pronounce that, but I'll call you official for now until you tell me, because I will pretty much remember how to pronounce your second part of your handle there. That'd be great. Let me know, right? So. Let's begin. SimBrief is the first thing, right? SimBrief is free. I know I keep saying the same thing over and over again. So we're going to go to SimBrief and we're going to create a new flight. Now, normally I would have liked to have had all this done, but, you know, I just literally sat down. Panic stations, basically. We're departing from Frankfurt. Echo in Germany now today. Echo Delta Delta. Foxtrot. Boom. We're going to arrive in Bremen. Echo Delta Delta Whiskey. So we're all Germany today. I'm in the whatchamacallit. Never mind. My livery. We'll show you that now in a minute. EasyJet livery. Yeah, you can tell I just sat down there. Slightly out of breath as well. Because I want to get that schedule back up and running again. Airbus A320. So all I'm doing now, right? I'm selecting the aircraft, which is very important. Now you can have these, you can download them, but that'll do. Okay, and it does everything for you, right? This is an Aer Lingus flight plan, apparently. Okay, so yeah. So all you got to do is put in the depart, arrival, the aircraft type. Now the rest of this you can play around with. You got descent profiles and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more to this than meets the eye, by the way. This is just the tip of the iceberg, what I'm doing today. That's to the real world. Extra fuel, I like to carry a ton. I'm going to carry 2 tons. No, because I might have a plan. I might experiment with engine failures. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to put an extra 4 tons on board. Good. So that's it. right, for now. So which route I'm going to choose? That looks nice and straight. Now, I want to write some things down here. I'm going to generate that flight plan. So generate the flight plan. Yes, I do. And we're going to get some information. I'm going to take my time now today, folks. I'm going to take my time. So that's done, right? It's up on the cloud. And we're going to download it into the aircraft very easy. Once you know how. Now, here we go. There's a flight plan. I'm looking for. I'm just going to go down to it methodically. I want the. There's the guts of it there, right? I want the flight level because that's been bothering me lately. Oh, flight level 22,000 feet. Really? No, I'm not reading that right. Climb there. No. Okay, we'll see what it gives us. Okay, this bit here. We're going to depart from Frankfurt on the SID, Standard Instrument Departure of, as you can see it here, it says SID, short for SID, on the on runway 25C. I haven't seen that before, I have to admit. Runway 25C, center. So the 3 runways there, 25 center. On the Mike Alpha Romeo Uniform November 6 Foxtrot. Departure. We're going to arrive into the star to Bremen on runway 09. And that is going to be on the Victor Echo Romeo Echo Delta 3 Papa. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. I'm writing stuff down. This is a great little pad. I could never find one this size. They're usually like A4, a big, you know, twice the size of this. This is a very handy little one. You can get. I got this in a French airfield that I flew into there. Was it 2 years ago or so? Very, very handy. So a little bit of paper and a pen doesn't go astray, folks. Pilot without a pen, you're in big trouble. Not really, but still. So that's the departures and stars and arrivals. Okay, so Standard Instrument arrival. Okay, great. Now I have to study this flight plan. 22,000 feet, 24. Climb. Let's have a new look here, down here. So this thing has to be. Now I have to admit to you that SimBrief have a fantastic thing. A tutorial where you just move your mouse over it and it tells you what all this is. They don't have one for this that I can find for the Aer Lingus aircraft, you know. There's the ATC flight plan there again. I always have problems finding the cruise altitude, which is a pain in the neck. There we go, that's all the stuff. Happy days. But we go to 22,000 feet. It doesn't really matter. We're not in a real flight, obviously. So it's going to be reasonably short. So we're going to go, I'm going to put 22,000 feet here just for shits and giggles. And it's not the big deal. So there we go. There's our flight plan. Happy days. Now let's get the aircraft started up. Boom. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to use the checklist. Parking brake is set now. What I'm really doing is I'm making sure that my controls are set. Now I do have another camera for, I'm actually using my Airbus controls. I'll put that over there. Now I'll leave this here so you can see what I'm doing with the control column. Okay, and also I have another camera. I don't want to overcomplicate things for the boom. Let's move that up here for the controls themselves, but I don't want to waste all the real estate. Doesn't really matter. There are the controls down there. Now it's not a very good camera. I can't zoom in, but really what I'm doing is I'm making sure my controls are from the flight simulator are actually, you know, there's the detents there. Good. That's all fine. Engines master should be off. They are. The starter is normal mode. The brakes are off. Flaps are up. Spoilers are up. And it's all, there's the parking brake there. So I'm making sure that it's all synced. And it is. And that's fine. Great. Parking brake is on. Yeah. Wipers are off. Yeah, there's the wipers. Spoilers are off. Are up, should I say, are off. Engine masters are off. Yes, we checked that. Mode selector, yeah. Thrust lever's fine. Flaps are retracted. Jets anti-skid, which is down here. You want that for when you're landing. Fuel quantity, check. So that's all done on the flight plan. You'll see that in a second. We've got enough fuel for our destination, holding, and our alternate, etc., etc. Battery master 1 and 2 on. So check your fuel first, then battery master's on. Boom, boom. I'll go flight to this now unless someone stops me and asks me what's going on. Those the batteries on. External power is already connected, so I'll hit the external power. Strobe lights 2. Auto. ADRS. Now we got to line the ADRS, right? So where is that now? Well, there we go. I messed a little bit off. Now it does take a half an hour for this too. Well, 9 minutes or so, right? So we switch it on. Where's all the stuff things here? Okay, it's taking a while. You'll see here when this self-test in progress finishes, we don't have any attitude indicator. We don't have any nav information because the aircraft has to align with the gyros, etc. So if you switch that off and back on again, it's instant. Happy days. Good. Great. There you go. See? Okay. APU fire test and all that kind of stuff. It is a flight simulator. There we go. There we go. Now, there's lots of failures in this. I was playing with the engine failures late last week. And you can actually have an engine failure after takeoff at any given speed. I might, if I have time, I haven't practiced that though properly. So we're going to get into that now. If you're just new to the channel, I want to get to know how to use the Airbus quite well. And then get into failures and just keep piling on that knowledge, you know, that's all. Just for shits and giggles. Why do I do it? Shits and giggles. Instruments and display brightness is already set, thankfully. But what I want to do is I don't have to be fiddling with this at the cruise because it's going to be busy. We've only got like 22 minutes of the cruise. And that goes very, very quickly when you're planning your arrival. And especially when things don't go as planned. So I'm just putting up those brightnesses up now. And there's one up here as well for this panel here. I want the dome light on as well. See the dome light? There we go. And I also want these lights a little bit brighter as well, which is here as well. Overhead panels. There we go. Safety belt sign on. Assume we're boarding. And smoking. Emergency exit lights. Arm. Very important for the peeps down the back. Annunciator lights. Test. Okay, there's the button here. You can test all the lights, the cockpit in the real world. And they've even modeled that, which is absolutely fantastic. That's over here. I have to switch off the dome light because of my position. See, it lights up everything. It lights up everything like a Christmas tree. And now, seeing as it's coming up to Christmas, there you go. There's all the lights there. Look. All the lights, all the buttons and switches. So, you know, they're all working. Very nice. I hope you can all hear me okay. Let me check the levels there. Because that would be bad if you couldn't hear me. Yes, you can. Excellent. Great stuff. Well, I'll just resize my window over here. I'm resized the chat window here now so you can all hear me. Okay, all good. Let's get those lights off. Let's get lights off. There we go. Okay, let's do our flight plan. Now, let's download our flight plan very quickly. Let's go into init. And request init. That's going to download the flight plan we just did earlier in SimBrief into the computer. Well, there we go. Oh, nice. Flight number doesn't matter. I'll put in 01 here. Cost index, I'm going to go 5. Cruise altitude, I said 22,000 feet. Flight level 220. Oh, we got a bing bing. We got a bing bing, folks. And I'm sorry it didn't come up there. Jonah Star. 423. Welcome. Jonah Star. Is it Jonah Star? Let me know in the chat, Jonah. Now, because otherwise I'll call you Jonah from now on. And that, you know. Jonah Star. Jonah Star. 423. Welcome anyway. Thank you for following. We're all learning together here. Now, from some of you who've gone through this already, this is the boring bit. I know, because you've seen this a million times. Okay, so where was I? Init. Okay, great. So we got a flight plan. These are just messages down here. I'm going to hit the clear button. They're just messages. Get rid of those. Init page 1. Great flight plan. Now, this is the guts of it. Flight plan. This is our flight plan. But, of course, I'm going to hit plan mode here and zoom all the way to 320 nautical miles. It's got our cruise, but it doesn't have our departure and our arrival. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those in now. And if you remember, I wrote them down. Departure. We're departing from Frankfort, runway 25 center. There you go. 25 center. Hit that. Happy days. Now our standard departure is going to be, it begins with M anyway. MANUSF 6F at the end of it. 6F. MARUN6F. It leaves that one digit there. I don't know why. I haven't discovered why it is slightly different. But that's it. Boom. And insert. Now, as you can see up here then, now all those dots are filled in. That looks neat to me. Let's put our arrival in. Now, in the real in the real thing, they wouldn't put the arrival in, I'd imagine, purely because you don't know. Winds change, runways change, and seeing as we're going to Bremen, I think it's a bigger airport. You know, you don't know what runway you're going to be landing on, but seeing as it's the sim, we know where we're going now, which is great. We're not in sim brief or anything like that. So you hit the destination down here, boom, and you're going to go to the arrival, and of course we're arriving into runway 09, ILS, Z. If you see ILS with Z and Y and X, just choose Z. Boom, and it gives me my arrivals. So we want, begins with V, Veraf, down the bottom, there you go. 3P, D3P, yeah, that's it. That's the one we selected from the flight plan, as you saw earlier on. Boom, and that's it. Now let's check the whole thing, shall we? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out, as I always do. And we're going to go, seeing as I hit the plan mode here, by the way, now if you come back down to Flight Manager Computer, if I hit the up arrow, it goes step by step. Look at the up here. Boom, 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 boom. All your waypoints. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to go a little bit closer. And I'm going to zoom in a bit here, because sometimes it's not perfect. Okay, so you go overhead the runway, and you come in for an approach this way. Okay, I'm a little bit worried about that, because that looks like we're not going to get in time there with that at all. Is that 2.5 miles? Yeah. So that's like 5 mile approach. I don't know. If you can, usually it's 10 miles as far as I'm aware, but I don't like to look at that, folks. Let's try, let's go back in here and go to the arrival, and someone said put a VIA in there and you get a longer approach in the ILS. So what are these VIAs? A little bit grey area, so you see the knowledge there is a little bit gaps. We all have that. So I would like to see, what is there any waypoints here? Is that showing waypoints or anything? Let's zoom out a bit more. No. 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 I'm looking for a waypoint. I'm hoping these will match up the waypoints here. I don't know, but let's see if you put in the first one here. Boom. Now, it'll temporarily put that in. No, that ain't right. I want to come out further here. Yeah, so I might have to, if this doesn't work out, let's try this one. No. Let's see a little bit more. Okay, that does kind of come out a little bit further, but that's not good enough for me. Let's try this one. That looks better, right? So, yeah, so it's going to come around here now, via here. Down, around, down, winch down, and that looks like more than 10 miles here. So let's see what happens if I select that and insert it. Okay, now I have to go back up to all the waypoints again. Come on. Oh, this looks much better now. There we go. See, that's much better. Now, how do I know that was 10 miles? Less than 10 miles. I didn't quite explain that. Let me just go here now. That's a better picture. So this ring here is 10. Right, so there to there is 10. That's 10 miles there. So it's going to take us in this way, which looks good to me. So we'll try that. That looks much better. And that pleases me. So I have to find out what is this VIA business all about. You know, every time you find something out while you're flying this incredible machine in the simulator, you answer what, you fix one problem and there's more questions. Many questions. Dragon 40th, a bit of tidy, Dragon 40th. I hope you're well. Okay, so that's that done. Good. So the flight plan, what was next? RadNav. Now the RadNav, we don't have to worry about that today, but you know, it puts the ILS of the departure runway, believe it or not, into the radios for you. Wow. And then at page 2. Now we're going to start loading up the mass and balance of the aircraft and the speeds for takeoff, etc., etc. So page 2, you hit the up button. Or no, it's this arrow here. There we go. So we need our zero fuel weight and our zero fuel weight CFG. That's in here. So let's have a look at that, folks. Boom. Hit the fingerprint. There's no password really. Yeah, get the Fenix. Now here, it's going to ask us to download from SimBrief. That's all the weather, all the passengers, the weight and balance, and all of that kind of stuff that was on that large, complicated flight plan. There we go. It's all there. Let's get the weather. And if I may, just straight off the bat, butter the QNH of 9er. There it is. I just like to do that, you know. Now, 9er. That's low pressure. 9er. I'm not expecting any bad weather, but we'll have a look on the way. This is real world weather, by the way. Let me just double check that for you. Yeah, the time is off because you won't see anything because it's dark now. Because it's winter, you know. So we've got real world weather on, which is great. That's the important bit. 9er. And 9er. Once, twice, thrice. Great. Okay, let's go back to our flight plan. Just seeing as I saw it there. Let's go to mass and balance here. So, we're going to load the aircraft. So load aircraft. I'm going to do it instantly. Boom. We got 162 passengers. Bit of cargo. Fuel is all on there. And we've got our weights here. 0 fuel weight, 67.694. And our C of G is 31.3. Yes, that is correct. So 57.7 I'm going to put into rounded up. So 57.7. 57.7 slash, keep the format same as the square boxes. Now the X is the C of G, which was 31.3. 31.3. 31.3. Boom. Now, block fuel. I just hit flight planning and that takes it down for the flight plan. John Hayworth, greetings. And Clara Deluxe. Greetings to you as well on YouTube. Good evening and happy landings, I said. Good, thank you, John. And Clara, well, good to see you. I hope you're all well. And enjoy the madness. Okay, so, okay, no page 2, that's done. And performance. Now, our V-speeds, our trim, etc. Come out of here. Boom. And into departure. You're probably asking me why aren't I doing the A310, you're thinking. I know you're thinking that. I didn't have to. I need to read up on that a little bit more because I need to start. It's tough doing this, folks, because you got to learn the aircraft. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. So what we're doing here is we're calculating the speeds for takeoff. How much runway length we have, can we take off and stop if there's an engine failure, etc, etc, etc. So we need to have all the weather and all the details of the runway. So we're taking off runway 25 Charlie. Boom. The surface is dry. Flap config, I'm going to take off of flaps 1. Force tow, I don't know yet. Oh, look, it's 4,000 meters, so no. So we're going to take off flex. Anti-ice packs off. Now the packs, let me just have a look at that. That's something I've always ignored, admittedly. But packs here, I don't understand how to switch off the air conditioning packs themselves. Alright, and when someone comes on, there's usually someone on who's very knowledgeable and they help us. But, where do you can put them on low, you know? But, I don't know. We leave them on, because I presume they're on already. Okay, so let's do that. So we've got our takeoff weight now and our takeoff CFG. Weather conditions, that loads it in for the real world weather. Let's hit the calculate button now, and that gives us our V speeds and our trim. Boom. 153, 153, and 154. Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense to me. So we're going to V1. We're going to bar down the runway. We hit the speed of the indicated airspeed of V1, 153 knots. That means for that speed, we can come to a halt at the end of the runway. After V1, then you got to climb. You go, even if I have an engine failure, you're going. V rotate, then we rotate at the same speed, and V2 is our takeoff safety speed with one engine inoperative, so we will have that speed. That makes sense to me. And flaps are down 1. So 153, 153, boom, 153, boom, and 154, boom. Flaps are 1. Down 0.1. See, the format's the same. Boom. Flex to temp is 58 degrees. 58, boom. Done. Predicted wind shear. Oh, Icebert's here. Speaking of the devil, folks, when I said someone's going to come on and they know everything much more than I do, Icebert has been a star for helping us out. Help me out, because I've learned practically a lot from Icebert. You know. So predicted wind shear zone. Cockpit doors closed and locked. There we go. We might have some announcements for you later. I have been up to no good. I'm going to experiment with something now in a minute. Barometric performance. Barometric reference, we've already set that 999er once, twice, and thrice. VOA dear often is not relevant. FCDU altitude, yeah. So I'm going to go up to the transition altitude. So I'm going to open up Navigaph. Boom. See, it takes a while, doesn't it? We are in Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. Frankfort, boom, confirmed. I'll just open up an approach here and give us a transition up here. 5,000 feet, right. So I'm going to put in 5,000 feet, our initial altitude. And that is when we switch to standard. Good. Happy days. Speed is managed, heading is managed, IRS alignment is finished, checked. EFIS, arc. 10 miles, I'm going to leave it at 20. Oh, we put it at 10. APU master, now I'm going to start the engines. APU master on. 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, wait 3 seconds. I'm going to start the APU so we can start the engines. Crew oxygen supply. It's not modeled for the passengers, that's on. And of course I love this bit. I know I keep doing this. I keep doing this, folks. You used to be able to take a swig of the oxygen. You know, if you watch American Made with Tom Cruise, he takes a swig out of it. I'd never been to an oxygen bar, but just for shits and giggles, I'd like to try it. It's not bad for you to sex oxygen. Fuel pumps on. See, I'm taking my time, folks, right? Taking my time from now on. Because things get forgotten. Air conditioning, yeah, that's all down here. Boom, packs low, blah, blah, blah. Heats for the passengers and stuff. Navigation lights on. I put the logo on too. Once APU bleed on. So once APU is available, you'll see it here. It's kicking off there. Engine gate temperature is starting to decrease now, and it's gone up to N1. It says available. There we are. We're available, and you can hear it down the back. Oh, let me reset my camera. Yes, we're in the EasyJet livery today, folks. And why has my controller stopped working? Oh dear. We'll need that. If my batteries run down on my controller, I may have to run out and get some batteries for this. And you can see it's all started up. Lots of noises and stuff, folks, because I got the traffic on. Is it a bit choppy? It's going to be choppy. It's a busy airport. I have the live traffic on, which is in the fly-by-wire installer, and it's busy. There's lots of traffic and things happening. There's one taxiing there, Lufthansa, and this is taken from the real world, as you all know. So it's bloody noisy in my headset, I can tell you that much. I'm going to turn it down a bit. The A380 is on the way, folks. I'm looking forward to that. I'll be doing a lot of that. Lots of Airbus for gripper sim, please. So we can switch off we can switch on the APU bleed. APU bleed. We need that to start the engines. Is always some trouble. There we go. APU bleed is on. Flight directors are both on. They are here and here. 1 onto 2. Let me know if the sound isn't good, folks. Let me know. Or if it gets choppy. APU mass is on, yeah. Crew oxygen supply, fuel pumps, yeah. Air conditioning, navigation lights, APU external power is just to be disconnected. So get the external power away. And beacon light on. We're going to backtrack now. Have a bit of fun with this. Beacon light, please. There you are. Now let's get pushback. So let's get rid of all the stuff and things around the aircraft. Let's not, suck anybody into the engines. So I'm going to go to ground services here. We'll just remove all the GPU and the chocks and cones. Close the door. All the doors are closed. And you see the gates. Oh, what's that? Oh, they're not going to go away, are they? Because this is a paid airport. Why aren't the gates going away? Oh, that they did. They just pulled back a tiny bit. Okay. There we go. Great. Frankfurt's quite a busy airport. It's going to be interesting finding our way to the runway. Let's put it that way. Let's back up first. So, what we need to do is we will need to, yeah, we just need to back up and nose to, as I see it here, to the left as I see it, which way I'm facing. And let's do that now. I want to prepare something for you for shits and giggles, okay? I'm going to prepare something for shits and giggles. Where's that file here? I have to get this organised somehow. I'd like a little bit of chitter chat, you know, from the cabin announcements and stuff. So let's start a pushback, and I'll do it quietly while the attendants say their thing. Let me know what you think of this, be honest. Right, because I'm going to add this to the stream. This kind of thing. Come on, open. You'll know now in a minute, relax. It'll happen.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this mostly uncomfortable and exhausting flight. We will be taking off shortly. We ask that you fasten your seatbelts and stow your babies in the overhead soundproof lockers. Those of you with large, oversized, ugly babies can stow them under your feet. We also ask that your seat and table ties are in their upright position for takeoff. Please ensure all personal electronic devices, including laptops, cell phones, and powered sexual implements, are powered off. Smoking is prohibited throughout this flight, but we will serve large amount of alcohol to ensure that your intoxicate levels are high for those of you who are feeling unruly. Alcohol is provided to ensure your personal intoxication and dehydration on arrival. Those of you who are mentally compromised will also be offered alcohol, but smoking e-cigarettes is mostly definitely prohibited. This will make sense to us for some reason. Thank you for choosing Reaper Sim for your flight, and we hope you enjoy this journey with us.
I couldn't resist it. Do you like that, Icebird? Does that amuse you? Oh, wrong way. Now let's get those engines started. Engine onto start, and engine 2 start first, as Icebird told me. It's because you get nose wheel steering. Now, it's a little bit choppy here for me. See, it stops and starts there. And I'm wondering, I hear that flight sim has come very choppy. Now for me it's very choppy. That's very, very bad. That's very, very bad, you know. So some people are saying it gets choppy, and I can see that now. You know, I'm trying to undo the mouse here, and I can't do it. Yeah. Stop. That's awful. Choppy. That's awfully choppy, folks. Yeah, that's quite choppy, isn't it? Even moving the mouse around, that's just not on. But once we get out of here, we're going into Bremen, which is a smaller airport. This is Frankfurt. It's going to be a busy airport, so we'll see how we get on with that. So let us start the other engine. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? With update 11, they keep fixing things and then breaking things. Engine number 1 is going to come on now. That's terribly slow. There's the engine there starting. So what I'm going to do, because this is going to drive us mad while we're taxiing, I'm going to hit the escape button here very quickly. Right? See, that's even taking a while. Now I know what people are saying, what they're thinking, you know. So they fix things and then they break them. They add new stuff and then they break them. So I'm going to go to general options very quickly, because if you have this problem at home, it's going to annoy you, isn't it? So all I'm going to do is take down the rendering resolution down here a bit here. Apparently these sliders, when I last checked, are really what really affect it. Okay, so I'm going to apply and save that, and hopefully that'll just improve it a little bit. There we go. Now let's see how that fixes it. So it's all about the sliders, isn't it? Come on. Resume. I always dread an update, folks. So that's really, really kicking it now. Now it started to move again. So that's terrible. That is absolutely horrific. How can I stream with this? That is awful. Why are the engines shutting down? And why is it moving backwards with the parker brake on? That is very peculiar, folks. The tug is still active. The tug, for some reason, is still active. I said stop. And it just kept pushing. See how it stopped? The tug there is a little bit messed up there. And now it's disappeared. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Now it's... Oh, it's the tug that's causing all the problems. All nice and smooth now. Okay, so both engines are started. No, the left is still kicking off here. Number 1 is still trying to start here. Engine 1 fail. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it failed to start engine 1. Okay. So let's read the ECAM. So engine 1 master off if damage and push fire button. Okay, so let's try that again. Engine 1 off. Do we switch it back to normal mode? Let's do that then. Let's put it back to normal mode. Right. So engine 1 failed. Interesting. I don't have any random failures on, but I have been playing with them there, and we're going to start playing with those soon. Engine start now. Let's start it again. There we go. There's N2 spinning up there now. I probably crashed it to the gate, the side of the gate, because the tug pushed it. You know, until it was close. Close, but no cigar. Thankfully, it didn't push us into that other aircraft. Let's see if there's someone with us while the engine's starting up. I'll just flutter up here with the back base key. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and get myself some batteries, because this Xbox controller is running out of batteries. I'll just give me 2 seconds. The last thing I want to do now is leave the seat. To be honest with you folks. Bear with me. Now, as a note for you, you may notice if you're watching this midweek, every week, right, I've had to replace these batteries from this Xbox controller. And this is, I don't know what's going on here, right, but I would recommend to myself and others now to get one with an actual rechargeable battery, because whatever's happening, it seems to me that the batteries are running down because it won't switch off, I guess. So that's what's happening there. Not exactly what I wanted to have, not exactly how I wanted to have things go today. There we go. Lights back on. And that's expensive business. It's very busy in here. I wonder it was a bit slow. I think it was the tug, folks. Now, there is an update. I think, no, that was for the fly-by-wire Airbus. Well, I'll just have to see. There's probably an update after the update 11, if you know what I mean, for the Fenix. All right. Oh, very slow today, folks. Very slow today. So we want to take off runway 25 Charlie. Let's have a look at Navograph. Navograph. Obviously, this would be planned before you even get into the airplane, I would imagine. So we want to have a look at the taxi, and I want a map with the aircraft on the airport. Lots of information. There we go. But I want to show the aircraft's position as well. There we go. Airport. I think that'll do it. And there is another button here somewhere to show the aircraft. Now they've had an update from Navograph, and it's very, very good. But where is that button for the aircraft to show its position? Why is it gone? Why is that gone? here now. There we go. Now, if I go back to the airport chart there, now see my position. So we're taking off 25 center. There it is. It's this one here. So you got 25 right, left, and center. So all we got to do is come up this way here, all the way to the end. So let's back out of here where we are, and we're good to go. Okay, so is that engine started? It is indeed started, and it's all good. So let's switch off the mode to normal mode, crank engine, and get our checklist out again. And let's get out of here, folks, because it takes an awful lot of time to get these going, doesn't it? Okay, so APU bleed off. We don't need that anymore. APU bleed master off. Switch off the APU. Autopilot and set stop trim. Well, stop trim for the 737, isn't it? It's called stop trim. So I'm going to go to the controls here, and we want to trip down 1. So I'm going to use, if you can see that there, my thumb moving around there. You can see that. I'm going to put forward there, so trim down 1. There we go. That's fine. I don't know why the brakes are coming up there. I wanted flight controls, please. And of course, the real thing is just your flight controls. When I have these random failures on, folks, this kind of stuff's going to be important, because you don't want to be taken off with no control surfaces. And it's all going to neutral, spoilers are working, and everything's fine. Great. And we're going to talk about cruise, what I have set up now for the next few weeks. Let's put out that floodlight there, seeing as I missed it. There we go. Okay, flaps 1 as well. Let's revert back to the checklist. I want that up there as well, and I want the auto brakes on. All this will be happening whilst you're taxiing, but seeing as I'm only one person, the autopilot doesn't seem to be. Oh, it is. Yeah, max. Okay, great. Sorry, the auto brake, I meant to say. Transponder, yeah, okay, probe into heat, we can do that, all that when we're taxiing. Spoilers, yeah, flaps, anti-ice, we don't worry about that yet. Auto brake, yeah, nose light, 2, let's get those lights on. Run nose to taxi, and runway turn off lights on. Parker brake, releasing weather radar on when you're clear of all peeps. I'll put the radar on now, seeing as we're in flight simulator. There we go, we're on system 2, and let's start taxiing. So what we need to do is take a right, follow the yellow brick road out of here, because we're kind of in a cul-de-sac here, as you can see. I love the way it's so busy, you know. We have with us, by the way, Redcap is with us. Mr. Bean, I'm not sure. No, he's not with us. Maybe he is. Maybe he's new. Redcap's with us. DLH 863. I think you might be with us as well. Welcome. Raptor's with us. Great. DLH 198. I think you're with us too. Lots of other peeps as well here as well. Now I know I may have missed some of you, but whilst we're in the cruise, I'll shout out. Okay. So that guy's there is waiting for us to get off. So let's just go. Let's just go, will we? Add a little bit of power. We're going to take the park brake off. We'll start taxiing, and I'm going to do the checks. Remainder of the checks as I go, nice and quietly. Adding a little bit of power here. There we go. Oh God, it's the traffic jam. It's all my fault. Good. Okay. Let me know what you think of safety briefing.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors above as we review the emergency procedures to remind you of possible horrific death during this flight.
Keep going
There
this way,
are 6
just ignore him.
emergency exits on this aircraft. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you. When you are intoxicated, please refrain from opening emergency exits in your possible drunk episode during this flight. Should the cabin experience sudden pressure loss, stay
See what happens
calm
when you take
and
your eye
listen
off?
for instructions from the cabin crew. Oxygen mask will drop down from about your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose. Pull the strap to tighten it in. Frankfort. If you are traveling with the children, make sure that your oven mask in the first before helping your irritating loud child. If you are unable due to intoxication, you will pass out and suffocate in an orderly fashion. In the unlikely event of emergency landing and evacuation, leave your carry-on items behind. Live routes and located below your seat, and emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit. Please be aware, if you are intoxicated, you will be unable to carry out any of these instructions. This also makes sense to us for some reason. Thank you.
There we go. And that will do us. Nice one-way taxiway all the way to the end. Now, whilst I'm taxiing, I can at least glance at the comments. No. No. I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo. Let's turn around. Let's turn around. Come on. Come on. That's the wrong way. Now, I know I could have gone ahead and done it properly and come around the other taxiway and, you know, but look at... I think navigating around the taxiways itself is indeed an art. Very much so. Very much so. Now, when we get... Now we're going the right way. We're going the correct place, folks. There we go. And it should taxi nicely. I believe... I don't know. On idle. We're kind of going downhill a little bit, I feel. So, let's have a look around this airport as well. Nothing happening in there. You can see one on final there. Coming in. And I just... Maybe we're going uphill. I'll add a bit of power here. I'll just add a bit of power. And we just get going here. Because that looks like the right speed to taxi, but I'm going to go a little bit faster than usual. It's a very detailed airport. This is a one you can buy off the Microsoft Flight Sim store, by the way. So it is smoother now, though, isn't it? It is a bit smoother. I think the tug, I didn't like the tug at all. The tug, it just went a bit berserk. Now, I can see the traffic there to the right. He's having a bit of a problem. So I did hear that, you know, updates, folks. I dread it. I dread Flight Simulator updates. Because they add stuff, and they say they fix some stuff, and they break other stuff. Now, I know it's not the end of the world, but I do wish they'd fix the crosswinds. Yep. I do wish they'd fix the crosswinds. Yeah, folders out here. Lots of stuff happening. All the way to the end. 25 Charlie. Now, yeah, so I was looking into the failures. I tried one there last week, as I said before, and it's very clever. You could say, I want an engine failure, right or left. I wish it said random which engine it was, but what can you do? There may be setting for it. But there are random failures, right? But I can have it set to for the engine to fail just at V1, right? Or just after V1. So you're going and you got to deal with it in the air, etc., etc. So that's great. So the failures in here, I haven't seen many videos with it, so I want to play around with those and see how it works. Now, believe it or not, right? A lot of it, a good deal of your procedures are tells you here, which is great. You know, you just look here, and you see here we've got our config here, config test, and also, you know, if I hit takeoff config now, which I'm supposed to, everything should be green, and it is. You know, if I didn't have my flaps down, that'd be an issue. You know, can we turn on here? Yes, we can. So I'm just going to halt here, So what we're going to do is we're going to assume, again, you're doing this when you're going to be getting on the runway. Is there someone coming into land there? There is. So let's go forward a little bit. Come on. Come on. Let's line up and wait. Let's see, we got line up and wait. Is he going for the other runway? Yeah, he's not going for us. So let's assume we're clear to go. Two 5. Okay. Come on. 25 center, it says in the runway, just to double confirm there. Very nice. Let's see if I get it right on the center line here without messing it up. But I have to waste runway. That is in between my feet now. Good. Hold and wait. Happy days. That's one of our boys there about to take off. You can go ahead now if you want to. So we want landing lights to the on position. Taxi to take off, or nose light to take off. Come on, why is it so fiddly? Taxi to take off. We want to start the chrono. Chrono started here. That's just a timer. Brakes, everything else. Good. What have I forgotten? Nose light, landing light, TCAS, transponder. Very important. Transponder on and TCAS. I'm going to put it on TA only. Ice mat. Yeah. Okay, so we're all good. Let's go. So let's put the power up to 50%. Are those people talking in the background a little bit loud? No, you got 50% because this is an update for the up to flex. And off we go. Airspeed's alive. We have SRS in the center line. Runway, no, climb. Speed set. On to flex. Up to 20 knots now. 40. Ooh, get on the center line. D1, rotate. Up we go, 15 degrees. Little wind from the left there. 15 degrees, good stuff. Positive rate of climb. Clear up. Here's coming up. Good. And let's activate the autopilot. Make things easier for myself today. Because I kind of rushed on. I just rushed on, really. I ran out of time this evening for 4 o'clock. Good. So we're going to accelerate to slat speed, which is S. And that's when we can take flaps 1 up, which we have flaps 1 for takeoff. We're accelerating nicely. Autopilot's on. We're turning where we should be turning. And we're climbing as we should be climbing. Let's get back to the climb lever. And take the flaps up. Oh, we got a bit of rain. Great. Are we going to get some icing? More than likely. Okay. But I want to see what happens if I leave the icing off. 3,500 is our next constraint, which is here. So the Airbus will actually take that and just have it sort of overhead at about 3,500 feet, which is nice. Let's have a look outside. Sorry folks, I want to see some light candle. It's busy stuff. Look at that, I love the fog. Here's me saying, oh, the weather's okay. I hope we get really bad fog coming in into Bremen. We're going to have a good weather now for Bremen, don't worry. All going to be good. Yeah, that looks nice. I like bad weather in the sim. I love it when you come out of the ILS and you can only see you know, you just see the runway at minimums, which is great fun. Off we go. 4,400. We're now, let's say, we're cleared to a higher altitude. Push it in. We're cleared to 22,000 feet for argument's sake. Now you want to switch to standard. Once, twice. I leave the centre for the moment. Standard set. We're past our transition altitude and after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist. Gears up and we know lights. Flaps are up. Spoilers are disarmed, which we will do now. Thrust is set to climb. Yeah, autopilot's engaged. Yeah, nose light and runway lights off. Nose light off. Boom. Off, actually. There we go. And I turn off lights off. There we go. See, it's gotten brighter all of a sudden. After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete. Look, it's all bright now and sunny. You know? It's just incredible the way they've done the weather. Look at that. I love it. Let's have a look at the comments. And let's get some eye candy going for you folks while I read the comments. I'm going to get rid of my face in the cameras for the moment. Okay, so we don't need him. Boom. We don't need... oh, sorry, that camera was way off there. Producer Buttons is asleep, as you can see. Let's get that camera off now. Boom. And my face, just for the moment. Boom. Okay. So we're back for the midweek streams, folks. We're back. Robert Times, wrong way for 2.5. I've just read them now. Thank you, Robert Times. Yep, there was the wrong way for 2.5. It was indeed. So a lot of planning. That can be very embarrassing, you know. It's on the ground that, you know, these taxiways and stuff. But look at, you'd know what gate you're at. You look at the chart. You're going to go brief it. You go, okay, we're going to have to tail this side. We're going to move off to taxiway A, B, C, D, whatever it is. You know, I just haven't paid enough attention, and I think I should slow down there quite a great deal. Or take it more seriously. What do you think, Robert? Should I take that a bit more seriously, the taxiing? I think so, anyway. What do you all say on YouTube? How are you getting on there on YouTube? Let's have a look at the comments there. Darkster's with us. Good evening to you. Or he says, should I say Guten Abend? I can't pronounce it. Good afternoon. Guten Morgen is good morning, isn't it? And Guten Abend. Okay, it's good evening. In German. Yes, we're in Germany. Let's hop inside, see how things are going. Okay. Let's zoom out a bit. 20,000 feet now. 22,000 feet. Let's see what it says here for performance. Oh, sorry, what was it now? Sorry, it was, no, not that. Prague. 35,000 feet is optimal. Flight plan, we have 240 miles to go, so it's going to be a quick flight. So, even though we haven't got up to the top yet, I'm going to start planning for our approach, if you don't mind. So, planning for our approach. I know we haven't hit the cruise yet, but I just want to get ahead of the game a little bit. Now, for the approach, let's get some weather going here. I'm going to use our little pad here, which is nice. Our arrival weather. QNH at the moment is 9 or 9 or 7. I'll just put that in the third one. Now, what I need to do is go in here to flight plan. Performance, excuse me. That's the time. It's managed. Oh, next phase, of course. Cruise, that's managed. Descent, that's managed. And approach. QNH 997. Temperature on the ground. 4 degrees. Ooh, 4 degrees and 3 dew point. So there's 1 degree, so it's going to be a bit hazy. Magnetic wind at the windsock, I believe, 6 meters. Is 120 at 9 knots. Okay. Transition level 5,000 feet. Now, barrow, our approach. Our approach. I still have to get used to the old Navigraph now. New Navigraph. Echo Delta Delta Whiskey, and I will. There we go. Bremen. Approach. We are coming into runway 09. ILS-Z. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Oh, a nice typical procedure. I like that. There's a hold there as well. Our minimums are... First of all, we're coming in for 09 and the wind was what? Let's just do a gross air check here. So the wind is 120. Yeah, that's okay. Now we'll do that. We can do that. Wind's coming from about here. At 9 knots, so it's not going to be... If it's over 10 knots, folks, the aircraft doesn't behave as I intend. You know, 9.5 coming into the ILS at 3,000 feet. So we'll see how we go. Now our minimums. Now we'll do. I want to take it in manual, so we'll do cat 1, okay? For shits and giggles. 213 feet. No, it's the airfield. The airfield is 13 feet. Runway 13 feet. That makes sense to me. So I'm going to do cat 1 here for shits and giggles. 213 feet in the barrow. So in the barrow. 213 feet. So that's my minimums in the barrow. All done. Let's have a look. Make sure we're all good. 21,000 feet now. 100 feet to go, and we're leveling off already. We is now in the cruise, and we have. No. Flight plan Whipper Sim. 214 miles to go, so we're getting ahead of the game. Great. Now, of course, the peeps now want to take off the safety belts, you know. And let's have a listen to what our new stewardess has to say with regards to the cruise. Let me know if you can't hear this, right? Let me know what it sounds like, and I can have a look at the recording later on, but if you can't hear it, let me know. I don't know if you're listening out for it. Have a listen and see what she says. Where is that folder here? I got to get my boxer button set up here. And let's get that going. No, I did not want that to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may realize your safety belts and scramble around the cabin now. We'll be passing out alcohol shortly. Please order more than just one drink at a time, as is customary. The toilets are also ready for use, while left each two now to defecate is beyond us. Thank you.
Can you hear that, folks? No. Can you not hear that? Okay, let's have a look at Navigraph here again, and let me show you what I'm looking at, by the way. Okay. There's a cat 1, 213 feet. $3,000 feet to intercept the ILS. And that's where I got that figure from. Cat 1. I could have gone cat 3 if I wanted to, 50 feet. Cat 3B has none. It'll land on the runway, folks. Now this aircraft is capable of that, I believe. But I want to take it in manually. I want to get some practice in. Seeing as there's no crosswind today, because if the crosswind goes over 15 knots and the flight simulator, you can't hold it on the runway. Okay, so where was I? We've got all that stuff in. Let's go to... What else have we got to do? Oh yes, very important. We want to be at 3,000 feet, so I'm going to put in my 3,000 feet in here without activating it yet. So all I have to do to start our descent is push that button in, and it should start descending. Now it may not start descending straight away because the FMC, the flight plan, I may have put it in too low. So it might take a while for that to happen. Yeah, also, what I'm looking for here... Oh. Oh yeah, okay, so it starts descending here. I don't know about that. See the little white arrow there I'm looking at there? I don't know. Let's put the camera back on. Um, 22, that's 20,000 feet. Can it descend there? Let's just trust the computer, we can always go around. We can always do that. Let's do some calculations then, right? Right, so let's get a rough guideline as to when we're going to be descending. We're at 22,000 feet. 22 multiplied by 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 66 nautical miles plus 10 is 76. 74 minus the 2,000. Oh, sorry, it's 3,000 feet, so 75. So that's 75 nautical miles out. So that's 22 multiplied by 3 is, sorry, 22 multiplied by 3 is 66 plus 10 miles is 76 minus our 3,000 feet is 73, excuse me. So we'll go with 73. 73 nautical miles out. So yeah, that'd be about right, I guess. I don't know. Let's trust the computer, shall we? And if it doesn't match what I've put in here, you know, then we're into new territory, which is great. Now, yeah, let's have a look at the engine failures. Let me show you that. I just thought that was interesting. I don't think I'll get to do it today because I want to practice it. I don't want to make a complete hames of it. Oh, I heard something bing bing there. That sounded like a USB disconnecting. Raisin Salman, good morning to you. I hope you're well on YouTube. I haven't pronounced that correctly, Raisin. Raisin Salam. Did I pronounce that right? Did I get it right, Raisin? Raisin Salam? Let me know if I haven't pronounced it correctly. So, good. All fine. We've got a bit to go now. We've got about 100 miles. Yeah, about 100 miles to go on the cruise. So we could speed things up. But first, before we speed things up and increase our cruise speed, I said I'd show you about the engine failures. Now, here's what I was looking at. Go into MCDU, go to config, failures manual. Right. Hit that. Oh, navigation. I didn't ask for failure there, navigation. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Sorry about this. I'm just going to here. I'm going to go to maintenance. Failures. Oh yeah, it always does this for some reason. You can just clear those. I don't know why that happens. Bear with me now. Okay, let's go back. Configuration. You go to failures, manual. So you can set them up yourself. And you got a whole load of failures. So loads of stuff here. Hydraulics, gear, navigation, pneumatic. You can see, you can go down further looking for the engines now. Oh, hit the up arrow. Yeah. Flight controls, start faults, engines here. Engines, right? So go to engines. Right and left. So I think I hit on. Now I have to find out what channel A and B is. Right? Let's highlight those two. And change the activation to conditional. Now, I don't know how it does this. Anyway, it comes to here. So I can say above the indicated airspeed. I can go above feet, below feet. Now I'm not going to activate those. Or after so many minutes. So you can put in right after V1. So if V1 was 140 knots, you put it on 141 knots and the engine will fail on that side. So that's nice. So I'm going to cancel that. So it's got all this cool details in there. It's really cool. So that's what I'm going to start working on next, is engine failures after takeoff. We're going to play with that. So what I intend to do that with, not this week though, I'm going to have the engine, I suppose I'll come in for an approach. I'll go around, right? And I'll set it. I have to practice this myself first, so I have to set it so, okay, we're going around, add power, then I'll have to set it in the FMC. To go, let's say if I'm coming at 140, I'll have to set it at 141 or something. I don't know how it's going to work out. Because I want to do the approach, go around, and then I want the engine to fail. And then we're going to have to take the issue up into the air and see how it works. So it's going to be interesting. Interestingly enough, I also discovered, I kind of knew this, but there's more to it than this. So if I want to, let's say it's engine number 1, the left-hand engine, I can open it up. I press this, right? This cuts off all the veins, if you like. All the hydraulics, fuel to the engine, it shuts the engine, all those pipes, but God knows what's in those pipes. Pneumatic air, fuel, hydraulics, anything is cut off. When you pull this switch out, I think you push it in and then it comes out. And then you put the agent 1 and agent 2 in. Now, procedure-wise, I'm not too sure. And that's what you're going to be doing, effectively. Now, you got to shut off other stuff like fuel pumps and things like that to each engine. That's a little bit more. I've got to look into that. But and then you're on one engine. Go into enter the hold, sort yourself out, read what it comes up on the messages here. Why is it showing the engines there? It'll come up here. Sorry, here. And then we're all good to go. So that's what I'm planning. 141 miles to go now. And there's our descent point here, which just looks short. So I'm going to go to plan mode here, and I'm going to skip ahead, and let's have a look. I just want to get an idea of how far that descent is going to be. Let's zoom in a bit. So that's 20 miles. 20 mile ring. So looking at that, 20 miles. There to there is 20 miles. And then maybe another 20, 40. I don't know. Just doesn't look right to me. Let's see if anyone's telling me what's going on in the comments. Lori Ripper says, hey, Ripper Sim in chat. This is on Twitch now. I'm sad to say I'm not joining you today. I have some stuff I need to deal with, but I should be back with you tomorrow. Good on. No worries, Lonely Reaper. Look, I had to take all last week off. Things happen. Don't worry about that. We're happy to see you anytime. I'm going to hop out now and see who's with us. What the F? Robert Times. WTF. Microsoft Flight Simulator crashed on me. Great. Yeah, they need to fix those bugs. Robert Times says then, I guess I have to board your Airbus now and be a passenger again. But better be some good coffee on board. Sorry about that, Robert. It's a pain in the neck. But you just spawn in and spawn on us, you know. Brian is with us. Greetings, Brian. One of our honoured subscribers on YouTube. Hello and good evening. He says, today I fly with you in the Airbus 310. Yes, I was going to take the 310, but I just haven't got the mood for a messy stream today. And as you know, I did one stream in the Airbus A320. It went fine, actually. Didn't it? It's very similar. It's like going backwards a little bit with this technology here. And it went okay. There was a great... it was a great approach, if I remember. We just came out of that soup. We just saw the runway lights just before our minimums, and we could land. Because I really didn't know what was going to happen when they go around in that aircraft. Because this just does it for you. Autopilot. You know, you just put those throttles forward, and Bob's your uncle. And it'll follow the flight plan for the go around. 119 miles to go. Yes. Let's look outside and see who's with us, shall we? Ooh, there we go. Fluttering up. That's Red Cap. Red Cap is flying the VF-35. It's not coming up. That's a military aircraft. It's not coming up because I hadn't paid for it. That's another thing Microsoft really need to fix somehow. You know, it would be nice. It's not the end of the world. We've got the gun. 007's with us. We've got Johnny F73 with us. Mad Bra, I don't recognise unless you're new. And Airtox, I don't recognise you unless you're new. Who else have we got with us? I don't think he's this. Oh, he's the Boeing 78X. Interesting. And that's all I can see for now. That's all we can see for now. It's nice and smooth now. The whole sim. Now I know some of you might be flying along and you're going, I can't see my tag. It's a little bit messy, the tags sometimes. I do love the way. Look at the little lights here. There's one there. There's I don't know if you can see that because I got a nice one, Red Cap. You've got the contrails coming along. You know, that's all the real world traffic. Anything with a tag on it as a user. So it's really pretty cool. You see the different cloud formations off of the distance. You know, along here. It's pretty darn impressive, folks. Really is pretty impressive. Raisin Salmon says US Ma. US and this symbol and Ma. I take that's a good sign. So Brian, you're in the Airbus A310. How do you find it? Do you enjoy it? Do you prefer the modern ones or the older ones? Oh good, you're happy as there, Racing. Welcome to the madness. For flight sim. Well, it's not so mad. Oh, we'll get mad now in a minute because I'll tell you what's going to happen now. As you know, folks, right, we're going to have to appease the producer because the producer's kicking off and I'm getting a bit nervous. Producer is starting to kick off now. And you know what's going to happen. It's going to be when I'm very close up to the airfield and things aren't working out and I got to do stuff and things and problem solve. Producer Buttons is going to kick off. Look, she's ready there right by the checklist. She loves chewing the checklist. That's the checklist there. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to get Producer Buttons in order to appease her because you know what she's like. I'm going to get her a treat. The viewers like to give Producer Buttons a treat. I better do it now because it's going to get busy. Okay, treat. Do you want a treat? A little treat for Producer Buttons. Okay, let's get your treat to appease you because we know what's going to happen, folks. We know damn well she's going to kick off. And I'm going to do that right now. I'll be back in 9 seconds. Come on, Producer Buttons, let's get you a treat. Come on, good job. A new treat from Producer Buttons, folks. And that is one of these here. Oh! There we go. Robert, greetings. No pilot. Yeah, I left there. Now, it's going to get busy, folks. It's going to get busy now. I said 70... what did I say? I said we would start our descent about 73 miles out. We're 83 miles out now to go. 10 miles more to go. And it looks like we're not far off. Let's zoom in a bit here. That's 10 miles, so that's not bad. Oh no, that's about 15 miles. So let's see how close we get. 73 miles. 79 miles. So I'm not far off with my harebrained guess. Oh, it's disappeared. Oh no, it's gone further up now. There it is there now. It's moving as we go. 73. Let's see if we get it on the dot. Will I ever get that right on the dot? Here we go. 76. It says 76 down here, the distance. I'm getting ready to press the button, as you can see up on the upper right hand side of the screen. Almost there. 74. 73. I'm going to take that. Bang on. Boom. It's going to start descending now. I know it's jumped 5 miles. Okay, so it wasn't far off. Now it won't descend too much. It'll stay on profile there. So we're all good. So that was the best one yet for my guesstimate of when we're going to descend. So that looks good. We're going to take a big downwind. Now it hopped around a bit there for some reason. Is that to do with the winds? But we'll be back on profile with this squiggly line here. There's the squiggly line. So let's put the safety belts back on. Shut up the passengers. And what was that other thing I wanted to do? And get all the passengers ready for their descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be making our approach shortly. We ask that you take your drinks to your seat and fasten your safety belt. We're offering more drinks shortly. Also, we would like to take this time to thank you, all of our subscribers and members, for supporting our endeavors. If you are not a subscriber on Twitter or member on YouTube, please consider joining in order to secure our adventures far into the future. Thank you.
Okay, so checklist, folks. Approach. Descent checklist I want. FCDU altitude is set, safety belt sign is on. Yes, ice, I left it off, barometric reference set. That's when we get down to our transition altitude, which is 5,000 feet. About lower than 10,000, landing lights are going to come on, and we're going to double check the Q and H. Good. There is the runway here now. There's all the constraints, so 220 knots. Are we going to make that? No. No, we're not. So we're going to get... We need more drag. So let's slowly put out the drag brakes really slowly. Apparently, you've got to be careful with that. You're fighting the shit out of the passengers if you do it really quickly. So we're a little bit fast, and we've got... we're going to get a speed limit. See, the thing that worries me about this kind of stuff, if you're in the real airlines, will I get it in time? Is that's going to tell... I'm a little bit late. There, okay, so I'm a little bit fast. It's probably going to tell us here I broke the speed. But anyway, everything's recorded. So when you get back and take the park brakes off, oh sorry, the speed brakes off now. That's recorded and it goes to ops. And when you get in the ground, they go, you broke your speed limit, mate. So let's have a meeting about it. On some airlines, I don't know how it works really, but I hear from some people it's terrible, other people it's not a problem. Well, you don't want to be breaking speed limits in the air, that you're breaking the rules of the air. That's a problem, but if I'd imagine if you go over 1 or 2 knots, it's like, okay, you keep an eye on that. If you're over 20 knots or something, God knows, you know, you want to be careful of the rules of the air. Because you can't just, you know, if you're sitting on this side, the captain can't just allow you to do that, you know. Or if you're the captain, you're the responsibility then. And if he breaks the speed limit, you know, I get rid of that terrain radar now for the moment. That's more distracting there. I'm going to put it on here. So, you know, now I'm chatting away here like this. And that's distracting me when flying the airplane, and we've seen that a million times, and it's fascinating to see. You know, sterile cockpit. So when I get to 10,000 feet, I'm going to be a little bit quieter. In fact, I'll be very quiet, I think. What do you say? Let's do that. Oops, we're getting lots of messages here on the chat. We have a bit more time. No, I don't want that to happen. Sorry, I didn't mean to zoom in there. Let's look outside. Damn it, I haven't been outside for enough. There we go. Just reading a comment here. Yeah, so just Robert Times there on Twitch is saying he's had problems with his honeycomb. It's always at an update, Robert. Always updates cause problems. Robert, greetings, Robert Patrika. Greetings to you, Robert. Hello. Welcome to the YouTube Madness. Don't forget to hit the like button. You know, or you might follow us. You know, subscribe, perhaps. I'm going to be doing a lot of this. I'm going to get to know these Airbuses. So much so I can make videos that are actually, you know, little quick videos, you know, about how to fly the Airbus. Little tips and things. So I need to learn how to fly the things properly. That's what's happening, isn't it? So I'm picking the Airbus A320. No worries, Robert. Welcome. Welcome to the madness. Let us know if you want to chit chat. Are you new to flight sim, or if anyone there is new to flight sim, curious about flying these so-called complicated aircraft, because it used to be much more complicated in the old days. I can tell you that from what I've researched. 13,000 feet now. We're still descending. We're a little bit high, so I'm going to take the speed brakes out. We're a little bit high. So yeah, we're all learning here, Robert, you know. I started the streaming and I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. I had a little bit, you know, but very basics of how to fly it, and people like keeps doing that. There's a lot. I think Robert Times is helping us. Icebird for All was helping. There's loads of you. I just can't bring it to mind now, but it's it's amazing to learn it on stream. But take it one little bit at a time. But the Airbus is very easy, I think, compared to the old days. But then in the old days, things were less stringent. So, you know, there wasn't these myriad of taxiways like, you know, like the 60s. You know? And on to the 70s. And then now we have taxiways galore and runways all over the shop. My biggest weakness now, as far as I'm concerned, is finding my way around the taxiways. It's just because I don't pay enough attention to it. I don't take it seriously enough for the simulator. But I will. I will. So this is the stream now. I'm just comfortable with, you know. I feel comfortable with it. I know everything's going to be fine. I'll take the speed brake back in. It's kind of moaning about that. I don't think I need it much. Let's have a look. We're still going a bit fast though. So let's just keep that. See, I know we're going too fast because I think. Oh no, that dot, see that green dot there? That is the best the part to drag ratio. I think that is. These little two lines here. So we're actually okay. These two. See that arrow there? That purple arrow with the two lines. That's my speed gate, which would be good for the profile. But I'm going a little bit fast. I can see it there now going above. So we're just going a little bit fast. So I'm taking the speed brakes out. Now, that dot here is telling me I'm on profile, so I can take the speed brakes back in. There we go. It glides. The Airbuses will glide all the way down. It's designed to glide as much as possible. So you're not burning fuel. Now, at this point, I'm going to put our approach on the approach mode. And that is in performance. This will slow the aircraft down. Confirm approach phase. Done. So I'm going to start slowing down now. We have... I haven't checked the frequency. Let's get another graph up. See, I'm chatting too much. Frequency is 110.3, 110.3. The approach course is 084, it's 086 here. So I don't know why that is. Maybe I haven't updated the nav, I don't know. It does that sometimes. We've got the right frequency. So that's good. I've done all the performance. The weather hasn't changed. Let's check to see if the weather has changed. Arrival, let's refresh that. The QNH is still 9 or 9 or 7. We are now coming up to 5,000 feet, which is our transition altitude. I'm going to start getting quieter now. I'm going to just think out loud. We've been flying now for 39 minutes. Wow. Was that all? We took 50 minutes, I think, I'm guessing, to get started. So 5,900 feet. Let's say we're cleared down to 3,000 feet. So let's pull to our QNH of 9 or 9 or 7. 9 or 9. Oh. No, push. 9 or 9 or 7. Once. It's going to beep at me next. I'm not quick enough. 9 or 9 or 7. Twice and thrice. So QNH is set for the transition altitude. And we are following the approach. I'm going to intercept the ILS. I'll put the LS button on here. We are getting an ident. India Bravo Romeo Echo. India Bravo Romeo Echo. That's correct. We're going to get our distance now once we get in range. And I think we are now flight plan. We're 16 miles out. I should be getting an indication, surely. Let's hit approach mode here. Approach mode, boom. Now we've got Cat 3 single, barrel 1, 2, 3, 4. We're on speed. We're coming onto the ILS now. It's going to capture the ILS. So it just doesn't give me a distance here. I don't know why. Does it not have a DME? I didn't check that. So we're going to continue to send now to 3,000 feet. We've got 900 feet to go. And we're not getting indications of the distance. I'll just assume it has a DME there, folks. Interesting. Level off at 3,000 feet now. Oh, it's very clear. Oh. 10 miles out, flaps 1. I'm getting ahead of it there. I shouldn't have put them down, but look. A little bit ahead. That's the first time that's happened to me. It hasn't actually given me the distance to the runway. I'm looking here at this diamond. I'm waiting for it to come down to this yellow line here, and then we're going to capture the ILS and follow it all the way down the instrument landing system. Decluttering. Let's start the recorder, folks. I'm going to take over manually now shortly. Come on, recorder, let's go. Recorder started so we can see my landing. Okay, now we're on the ILS. I'm getting my stuff out of the way. There's someone driving across this there. Feet on pedals, and let's get the autopilot off all the way down. I'm turning up the volume a little bit. And have I missed something here with the thingamajiggy I was doing earlier on? Oh yes. Lots of different things to do here. Come on, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay, autopilot off.
Please ensure your seat
and we're manual, my aircraft.
And your safety belt is secured. Our cabin attendants
got a
will
25
be
knot
around
crosswind.
to prop up intoxicated passengers. If your baby is screaming during the approach, please ensure they are stored in the soundproof overhead locker. On behalf of Reaper Seam and Producent Baton,
800 feet a minute.
we would like to thank you for taking
800 feet a
massive
minute,
risks
please.
during this mostly dangerous flight. Thank you.
I'm talking to myself. It's the only way I can be sure of intelligent conversation. Less is more. Go down. Flaps. Go down. Now, I left the flaps through a little bit late, and I was foolish and unwise. Oops, slipped. I want full flaps. That's going to stuff me up, but I'm not going to let it. Change flaps. A little bit late with the flap schedule there, folks. Full flaps. Get on it. Hands on throttles. For the reverse. $800 a minute, not that much. Yes. Let the wind blow me onto it.
500.
Let's just not go too low. No. If I go half scale, it's a no-go. It's stable now. A little bit high, that's alright.
100 above.
It's getting choppy on me and I can't fly it.
Minimum.
Continue. It's very choppy coming in here, folks, with the sim. They've stuffed up the update again. They've stuffed up the update like you wouldn't believe. Firm landing, please. Reverse thrust. Oh, that's awfully choppy, folks. Awfully choppy. That was very hard to land that with the choppiness, and I've seen people brakes off there, please, and keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That was very choppy on the approach, and I've heard people saying it's very choppy, you know, with the update. And updates, I just dread them. They just stuff it up every time. They stuff it up every time, folks. But that landing itself is okay. Let's see what the replay does. Hopefully that won't be choppy. So I was at like 1 frame a second there, and I really had to read ahead and to think, you know, that was just difficult there with that choppiness. I don't know if you saw that. We'll see it now with the replay. Let's take a right here and come to a halt and clean the aircraft up. Flaps are up. Landing lights are off. I've forgotten some things, I'm realizing now, because I was chatting too much and I didn't get my checklist out. You see? Chatting too much. There we go. Let's just come to a stop here and get taxi instructions. So, welcome back on. Flaps are up. All good. And landing lights are off. Winter lights on. And I didn't put the nose wheel to take off. Okay, so that should be off. There we go. There we go. Retract the landing lights. Correct. Checklist. Of course, let's just roll through this with my head first, shall we? Also, we want the transponder to standby. Now, I tell you what I learned from Icebird there. Thank you, Icebird, for this one day. If you got it on T or A, right? It will act. If you've got someone in front of you, it'll actually act and climb or descend, and that stuffs up your approach. Because there's always going to be someone ahead of you in approach in the simulator. So I just put a TA there so it won't take over when I continue the approach. So that's on standby now. That's just a very handy thing to know. So it's not going to act on you in TA only. It's an advisory. Flaps are up and disarm the brakes there. And let's have a look at the checklist then. After land the checklist. After land checklist. Where are you? Where are you? Weather radars to come off as well. Don't need you either. So, weather radar flaps, TCAS, yeah. Transponder, standby. Predictive wind shears off. Nose light off. Taxi. Yep. Spoilers are disarmed. Yes, they are. APU on. We'll put the APU. We'll just follow the checklist. 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000. Boom. Anti-ice is required. And now we can go to the gates. And what we'll do now, folks, is we'll ask the tower to give us directions to the gates and see what happens here for shits and giggles. Apparently this is all improved. Ground services. Tune to ground. No instructions. To taxi. Crest taxi to parking. I'd rather to the gate. Oh, burpy burp burp. Let's see if I can follow this then. This is a big mystery for me, getting around to the ground. Getting around to the ground. So we want to parking to general aviation, really? Via taxiway Delta Foxtrot Hotel Charlie. Easy enough. Acknowledge. Okay. Alright, so it would say left to right, you see? Now obviously it's going to be a left turn. Take this parking brake off. Let's move off a little bit here. Add a little bit of power. And we'll have a look at the replay. There we go. So let's say take, you know, they would really say take a right now onto Delta Foxtrot Hotel Charlie. Great. Yeah, so this is a small airport. It's not a big scenery and got really choppy there. I'm kind of furious with that. You know, that's the whole thing. We're you know, you're an hour doing this flight, and at the last minute there, at the best bit of it, it gets all choppy. You know, there's hotel there now. No, we're on Foxtrot, so we're looking for hotel next. Hotel's to the right here. There's the boys coming in there now. Let's see if it's our guys. I won't tag up for them. Nice one. They're nice landings anyway. They're definitely our guys because they're landed one after the other. They're our boys there that's following the stream. Don't forget, guys, you can follow us at any time. On the North European server. We're always on the North European server. We want to go to hotel now. Hotel to the right. That's hotel there. So you're on the North European server. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 5 o'clock. Later on during the year, I might push it to 6 o'clock in the evening. Because some people are commenting there. They say, oh, well, I'm at home now. I'm driving home. And I get there before the end of the stream. So I think it's fair enough to 6 o'clock because a lot of you watching are in the English area, in England and Ireland as well. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So there we go. This is also a paid airport. Welcome then, folks, to Bremen. Now, I'm not going to general parking. I'm going to get a gate. How dare they? They're going to put me to general parking like a commoner? I think not. I think not. Let's park here towards, where is those taxi lines? There's the Olympic Road. So where's my entrance? Let's go beside the Air France, shall we? Let's go by the Air France. I think that is going to be gate. What does that say there? Can't quite see it from here. 13? What does that say down there? 03, 0A. Okay, let's do that then. Let's follow that yellow line. Come on. Move forward. There we go. Remembering the nose wheel's underneath my seat, practically. There we go. Let's see if we can get it right on that line. It's very important to get on that line because if your nose wheel is on that line, you are guaranteed of wing clearance, you see, in the real world. So that's why they have the yellow lines everywhere. I don't know what. See, it's very hard to judge the distance. Now, where do we actually stop, though? It's gate 3. We'll come to a halt nice and slowly about here. There we go. Park and brake on. And flaps, I'm going to put them down. The reason I'm putting the flaps down again now is for the replay because it doesn't record the flaps. It doesn't record the reverse thrusters. It doesn't record the inside of the cockpit, what switches you switched. And there you go. Now I forgot a few little bits and pieces there. And I'm kind of furious at myself because in the real thing it's weird. You're run by the checklist, but when I'm chatting, You know? Anyway, I won't tell you what I forgot. I'll keep my mouth stum. That weather radar should be off there. We probably killed some people on the way in. Right, okay, so there we go. Let's have a look at the scenery very quickly before we do the replay. Let's say hello to the folks outside. There's DLH22198. Greetings. Also, we had with us a few others, and it's not showing your tags, guys. It's really annoying. I saw you landing there. Oh, it's Red Cap. There's Red Cap. Well, it's just two other guys. Maybe it was, they weren't with us. I don't know. It's not showing up now. Yeah, it's gone choppy again, so we've got problems with the update. Infuriating. What a pity. You know, what a pity. But look, let's look at the replay. Hopefully that's smooth. Let's do that. It's very noisy out here, folks. Very noisy. And let's get the replay ready. So let's get the camera ready first. Reset cam. Boom. That'll do. And yeah, you're definitely with us, I think. Have we got someone new with us? Tell us at the chat. Oh, come on. It's not showing your tag there. DLH2198. Because I know some of you have different handles to the chat and the sim. Boom's one too fast. Never mind, nicely done. I was 140 knots, no? Asobo can't get performance right. They need to focus on that rather than world updates and airplanes. Shame about the choppy frames, Boom says. Booms, first of all, welcome. And I'm delighted to see you joining us. Yes, Booms, I agree with you. Absolutely, it's infuriating. Oh, new airplanes and new sceneries and world updates and they can't get a crosswind landing properly because that's not working, I can tell you that. Because I've tested it on the smaller aircraft and I have thousands of hours flying smaller airplanes. And I've heard other pilots that fly the big aircraft complaining about it, and they won't fix that. I can't see it anywhere. It's infuriating, and they add all this nonsense. But it's a simulator. They got to get the basics of the simulator right first, don't you? You know, look, they're doing their best. They got markets to fill. You know, they've spent a lot on this, and they're probably going, look, let's get this sold this Christmas. They don't know. You know, most people don't know. That a Cessna 152 or a light twin will perfectly capably handle a 50-knot crosswind, and so do the big jets, you know. Anyway, but they, you know, we just have to push them a little bit, Booms. But welcome, thanks to the chat. So I was going too fast. I don't think so. Johnny F says the choppiness may be down to your GFX car drivers. Was smooth in the Fenix. However, I'm a beta. I look into it. Well said, said Booms. Welcome, Booms. Great to have you. Oh, Booms, you are Prime Gaming. Welcome. Nice one. Happy days. Delighted to see you. And Booms is followed. Booms, nice to have you aboard. We're looking for more people. You know, we're looking for more people to follow along. And on the Discord there. Are you on the Discord, Booms? Let me get the Discord for you before we have a look at the replay and for everybody else, because we've got some new people watching today, and I'm going to get the Discord out here and just give you an invite. Discord. The Discord is great because everyone's very friendly and on this Discord, and a lot of people know an awful lot of stuff about flight sim more than I do, and I'm flying in general. It's amazing. So it's very friendly. So when someone's stuck, like we're all having problems now with what's going on with the choppiness, there's always someone comes on and goes, I know what's happening. You do A, B, C, D, and it's fixed. It's great. I'm just getting you an invitation here, folks. I don't think you need an invitation, but I like to copy and paste it just in case. I'm not on the Discord as much as I'd like to be, because I'm doing this, I'm streaming, you know. So there, Boom, is the Discord invitation there, just the link there. And there's one on YouTube as well. Salman Al-Washri. He's near, oh, it's Salman. So that's Salman there, great. He's at gate 5. He's at gate 5, there he is. No, he was there, he came right beside me. There are lots of bugs. I did see you there, Salman. I hope I pronounced your name right. Bakerfly's with us as well. He's saying 6 o'clock would be better for us in the US. Oh, great, Bakerfly. I need to hear back from you guys. Okay, I'm going to start thinking about that. I'm not going to do it this week because I stuffed up last week because I wasn't around last week. But I'll put an announcement out. So I'm thinking at 6 o'clock will be a little bit easier for everybody. Because sometimes I'm away and I've got to drive back, rush back, and get in here and get this going. Treats with the side gripper and buttons. Great. Let's see. I'd just like to try and read all the comments and say hello to everybody. And spoke to Robert and Ratson. So join us anytime in the North European server, folks. There's some more of us here now. Look. Put your tags on coming up. You're fighting for the gate, are you? You see, you see this guy here? Do you see him accelerate? Because he was going to go in there. And now he can't. Are you flying the 737 there? That looks like a 737. There's Star Alliance there. So I'm sorry, folks, I didn't see all your tags, but you know you will in future streams. Okay, let's look at the replay. Let's get the replay going. Let's get the replay. Where is the flight recorder? Come on. There we go. I'm still using flight recorder on flightsim.to. It's free. Stop recording. Replay. And we let that play out. You see inside it doesn't record everything, it's gone nuts. You know, that's just not right. It won't actually replay everything. And I'd like to... They will get it right one day, I'm sure. But I want to go in here, right? Now, all this is wrong because, you see, the flaps are full down. Right? That didn't happen. I have to examine this, but all the buttons are going crazy. And I can't see what buttons I pressed at what time. What actually happened. If something went wrong or I didn't like something. Like, all you can do with the replays is look outside at the flight itself. And so as you can see, I had to put the flaps down because it won't record that. I won't record the reversers. It won't record a lot of stuff. The lights it won't record. As you can see here, all the lights are... Like, all of them are off now because I switched them off on the ground. So, except for the beacon because I left that on. So it's kind of annoying. They'll get to it. They'll get to it. But if they just stop flip-flopping around and fix what they have, I would really appreciate it. Now I can see why the aircraft's moving now. I'm manual here, okay? Because I was too high at one point. I lowered the nose a little bit. It does, however, record the speed brakes. See the way you use the speed brakes when you're going slower, you know? Because it's less effective out here. It's more effective in here. So now it was choppy for me here. So it's not going to be a good landing. If it is, I deserve a medal. Right? What pilot can land an aircraft at 2 frames a second? Gripper sim car. Cha-cha-cha. No, but I mean, it's going to be a hard landing. It's going to be a tough one. Oh, Robert Times. It was Robert Times. He says, I won. He says, but in the sim, I actually didn't see the other airplane heading for the gate. I know, everyone's very polite, Robert. I know that. But I had to make some fun of it. You know, I had to make some fun. So, as you approach, I love the way it does animate the speed brakes in slow flight. And the lift dumpers. It doesn't animate the tail at all. Anyway, I'll stop complaining. But there are things they need to. They've got a great sim here, folks, and they're letting the side down. They're letting their side down, you know. Oh, we're going to get a... It looks like we might get a smooth landing here. Looks like we'll get a smooth replay, should I say. Now, did I land late? Oh, see it slowed down there? See that? That's the choppiness. But I didn't land late. There we go. That wasn't bad. And I landed on the touchdown markers. Okay, the nose came down pretty harsh there, but that's not my fault. So, do you know what, folks? I'm happy with that. Let's do that again. Let's have a look at that again. I'm going to make a meal out of this. I'm going to make a meal out of it. I'm right now. Sorry, the camera is pointing at nothing there. Forgive me. Let's go back here. Now, the touchdown markers, I made them. And that's good. The auto throttle was on. So I got it at the end. Yeah, there's the touchdown markers there. Boom. And the nose just came flying down, look. Oops. That's not my fault. So that was an okay landing, considering what happened. Microsoft, I'm furious. I'll have to make a simple video. I won't be eye candy. I'm tempted in my head just to be nice and say, please fix the crosswind, and get a group of us together into the forum and say, please fix the crosswinds. Please stop making more bugs, and just forget about the updates and the fancy new airplanes. Just, you got a great sim here. You know, we're supporting you. We're behind Sobo. Please, for the love of God, you know, fix the basic stuff, because it's such a great sim. We don't want it to be, you know, we don't want it to be not a sim, basically. So I know I'm going to say it. When I find the time to make a video, we'll see. We'll see. You know. So there you go, folks. That's another flight. It went fairly well, except I didn't go to the checklist properly on the way down. I felt, but there was no crosswind. Thankfully, we know what happens with crosswinds if they're over 15 knots. The flight's in there thereabouts, but it wasn't bad. I think next time I'll take a little bit longer with the taxiing. And plan the taxiing a little bit more. I'm just not taking it seriously, right? And that's a bit of fun. So I hope we'll see you again tomorrow. We'll be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'm thinking of putting on the 6 o'clock next week. Maybe we'll start doing it at 6. Begfly says I'd be very happy with that landing. Oh, great, thank you. Loving the announcements, Michael Carr says. He loves the announcements. Great, you could hear them. I'll have a look at the replay. I thought that would be a bit of fun. I'll put those into my stream deck now. That was on YouTube, and the last shot's there on Robert Times. Robert Times, besides Microsoft Flight Simulator, the stream is also very choppy from time to time for me. Must be the time of year, so I'm lazy as well right now. Well, sometimes, look guys, right, so here's what I'm using Stream Decks, right? So here, if I'm having problems with actual frames per second that you see, right, it comes up here and it gives me warnings. So I get 30 frames per second, dropped frames. That could be the sim chopping out there, but this will have warnings all over the shop. If my side of the internet goes down, let's say I have a PlayStation in there, and if that starts downloading, then the warnings will come up here. So I will know if it's me, and I'll watch the replay. So, you know, so hopefully that's working. So the stream, I've got 1,000 gigabyte download and 100 up, and that's the best you can get, and I paid for that for the stream. So it should be the best, but it has happened from time to time, and I have a feeling I had some gizmo downloading something. Rarely now though do my streams get any choppy, but Microsoft will. But I know the difference. It's a good use, and I've spent a lot of effort on it. So folks, I won't babble on anymore. Have a great night tonight, and have a great week, and we'll be back tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, and yeah, there you go, folks. Chat. Where's the outro? There we go. Chat. Where's the outro? There we go. Ciao, ciao.